Right. As they said, Houston greater than Charlotte. Yes, girl. They're both great.
They got me here Sleepy Joe on a Sunday. Yeah, I'm forcing them to go out.
Don't even listen to her, y'all. Last night I wanted to go out. This girl, mind you, we're up to 1 a.m. talking. She's like, "Oh, I'm not going anywhere tonight. Oh, count that out." But if she was in Charlotte, she would be at the club. She would be out at a bar. She would be out somewhere. But because she's in Houston, I don't want to go out. No. I'm all fine. I'm not going anywhere. Mind you, she did land a little late. She landed like 7. But still, if she was in Charlotte, guaranteed, Justina, get on this line. I need to share this with my cousins. If she was in Charlotte, she would be here.
Nena got me to love Charlotte. Are you in Charlotte? Do you live in Charlotte?
We're trying to, share this.
Where did you live in NJ? We lived in West Orange, New Jersey. Hello. Let me see. They said, hello, my fellow Nigeria/New Jersey queens. Hi, Spotimus Prime.
Hi, Spotimus. I'm trying to add this.
Okay, so basically, let's get to the point. Okay, but we're gonna always keep it fun, entertaining. You know how we do. So, living in Houston, Texas, or Charlotte, North Carolina, 2023. Which one are you gonna choose? Right. So it seems like sometimes these topics may seem a bit redundant. I'm just like, oh my! I already tagged you, so you can just repost what I tagged.
And you put the link.
Yeah. It may seem a bit redundant, but these are questions. We're going based off what people ask us a lot, and you can't make videos for all of this stuff. And it's better for me and Ngozi to be together, especially now that we don't live together. It's easier for us to just go live and answer all these questions and kind of address them, because a lot of people have so many questions, and you just start to realize that nowhere is perfect. And everyone has their question concern. I personally, until recently, I didn't know Houston had a bad rap for dating. I personally never knew that, because I just don't think there's anywhere.
When I first moved here, that's how I ended up in this. I'm still waiting on the Holy Spirit to guide me whether I'm going to share my story. But that's why, honestly, when I first moved, I ended up just back with my ex, because when I met a group of girls. I moved in February, March, met people started going out. The horror stories I heard about dating. Horror. Like when I say horror, I'm like, Houston, where 25% Black people are doing well, why would it be so difficult? People were like scaring me, like, yo, if you know what's good, you better go. Your ex is trying to make it work. He didn't beat you. He didn't cheat on you. Go make. And I ran back because I'm like, the streets, like people were making it sound so terrible. And honestly, I think it comes back to number, like we making our best places for single Black women and all these stuff and statistics. Quality over quantity. Is you know what I mean? Houston, you will go out, you will see so many professional people, nice people. You see a lot of men, but the quality is the issue that may be lacking. And when I say quality, it's not that they're not doing well, that they're not making money. Are they cheaters? Are they married? Are they successful? Houston men are known married men. They're known to have married men posing as single men dating women. Like it's a thing here. Like it's on another level. So I just feel as if, like I said, if you haven't watched that video, I'm going to put that. I'm going to put the link in soon. Nowhere is perfect. I tell them all the time, if you're moving just based on thinking about your love life, I'm not saying that to an extent it can't make an impact, but I would really, really warn against that. That's me personally. Like not to say you can't move somewhere thinking, okay, this is going to give me a better chances, but you should like that place for other things too. Yeah. You shouldn't be just thinking, if I move to DMV, I'm going to get married in 6 months. No, none of that's guaranteed.
Okay, so wait, sorry, keep going.
You go where you're going to have a better quiet life. You're going to enjoy where you are. Like I said, people say all the time, I moved to Houston. People have different. Number one reason to move to Houston was weather.
Like it's 70 to something degrees.
I don't know how we dress
Tuesdays, 80 degrees.
We're wearing,
I'm not gonna lie,
no jackets.
Better than Charlotte.
Charlotte's
better
than Jersey, but Charlotte still gets cold. They still get cold compared to
here. Christmas weekend was cold. That was everywhere, even in Houston.
But I'm saying I've been to Charlotte 7 times. Like I've said, so I've been there different times in the year.
7 times in like 5 years.
I've been there different times during the year, so I know all year round the season. Charlotte gets cold. It's not snowing, of course. Like it's still better than Jersey, but the weather still gets, it gets a little. It gets chilly.
Nowhere is perfect, but with support and informed people like y'all giving us pointers really help. Thank you.
And that's how people say, why make
I live in DMV. Yes, that is not going to happen.
People make these videos. That's why we make these videos. Like we said, sometimes we sound like being redundant. But like I said, when I met a Diamond. Shout out to you again. I met a subscriber in Alta. She said, you're in Ngozi? I moved to Houston because of you. This is real life. People are making decisions based on what they watch. So I don't feel comfortable coming out and telling you guys a fantasy. Telling you you, oh, this is so perfect. My experience has been amazing. Everything is great. So when you make those videos, like what I knew about before I moved to Houston, people, especially the Houstonians and natives, people get offended, which is natural because everyone wants to defend their city. That's where they're from. But it's not personal. It's just for people are going to come here regardless, right? But let them know what's going on. Let them be a well-informed consumer.
ATL was canceled to me when many friends kept saying the same thing, dangerous to date. You know what's really funny? Because I used to feel like I could never live in ATL. But the longer I stay in Charlotte, I'll be thinking, if I went somewhere else, maybe I'll consider ATL because it's close to Charlotte and I will still get like two cities for one kind of. And like,
it's still a lot to do.
Right.
That's the issue. I always
Outside of dating.
I keep telling Charlotte is a nice city.
But
trust me, don't get it wrong. But it's not developed.
Right.
The black scene especially, we're talking for our people. The black scene in Charlotte needs a lot of work. They're not to say they're not trying, they are trying, but you cannot compare it to Houston, Atlanta. You can't even start DMV, DC, you can't compare it. So if you go in Atlanta,
it has enough issues. That does it have enough for black people? I don't know, but Charlotte does have a lot of black owned spots, so it's good. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, Atlanta actually has a lot to do just in general, like a lot of black culture, a lot of, African, not Nigerians. The one I could say, I don't know if there's a lot of Nigerians in here, but like if you want to be somewhere with a lot of Nigerians, don't move to Charlotte. Tell you that straight up.
If you don't want to be Nigerian,
move to Charlotte.
Don't move to Houston.
Yeah, don't move to Houston. Don't move to Atlanta.
And even when people say that, people say, I don't live in Houston with Nigerians. Everything is where you decide to go. If you decide to live in Southwest Houston and you want to go to see a Nigerian church, you're going to see Nigerians all the time. But Houston is very big. People forget that there's parts of Houston that only white people live in. Like it just
realistically, if you're we wouldn't sit around in those areas.
But what I'm saying is that to drive you could take over an hour just to drive from.
That's the thing that kind of makes me nervous about like Atlanta. Like they're just kind of very big. Yeah, and I kind of like how Charlotte's small.
Houston is huge.
Let's look at populations.
So it depends on what area you want to live in, based on the experience you want to have. I could take you. I remember I talked to a friend went to Houston. Say he feels like he's on vacation. Because it's not the normal Houston that he's used to going to. The areas, his spots he's used to going to. It was a whole other environment for him. The same Houston. So I keep saying that to put that into perspective. Everything is dependent on experience, what you want to experience, experience you want to have.
Population of Houston.
And that's just the city, 2.2 million, and including the suburbs is about 7 million, if I'm not mistaken.
2.28 million. Population of Atlanta. Whoa, can't even compare it. 496,461.
That's why I made a comment.
And that's why I think in my mind, I feel as if I probably would rather go to Atlanta than Houston. I just feel like Houston is too big. Like even the driving we're doing over here, like it's just too much. It's too big. I feel like it's big, so big that I might just end up staying home all the time.
Place you recommend in Charlotte, Houston, authentic food.
He's always talking about food.
Anywhere, any Nigerian restaurant. I'll be honest, I don't really go out and buy Nigerian food like that because
Charlotte's population is saying higher than Atlanta?
We 879,000.
Charlotte has more people than Atlanta.
Atlanta's bigger, but Charlotte confirmed the square miles. We talked about that in our with our cousins.
Charlotte's population is saying 879,709, and Atlanta's 496,000.
Yeah, because we said it because a lot of people in Atlanta live in the metro area of Atlanta. When they use this population, including just the city, the actual city. But when you include the metro areas, like I said, we discussed that.
It says, in fact, the city of Charlotte is 1.7 times larger than the city of Atlanta in population. Wow.
Okay. Houston is huge. Yes, Houston. People don't understand, especially when you start adding the suburbs. Oh my God. People say, I live in Houston. Where do you live? I live in Cypress. We start adding these suburbs: Cypress, Rosenberg, Richmond, Katy, Tomball, is Aldyne one? That's Humble. This one, one.
So what I can say is that maybe because of where Ngozi lives, specifically in Houston, what I can say, maybe compared to where I live in Charlotte, when I'm here in Houston, I kind of feel isolated.
And that's the point I was
making. You get what I'm saying? I kind of feel like I don't
live in the city. I live I was talking to my friend that was just here. I feel like where we live is very suburban. But you understand that people being in the South, this is normal for them.
Right.
They're not looking at the way that us coming from up north. Like, I'm not saying I want to live in downtown, I want to live in city center, but like I don't want to feel like I'm in New Jersey. I don't want to feel like I'm living in like where I was from New Jersey in my hometown. Like I want to feel like I'm in a city. Houston's a city. But of course, it's a slower. You can't compare it to being in Manhattan or being in LA. Like you can't expect that type of vibe. Like we're still in the South. You know what I mean? So it's a different feel. But I said that I want to move closer. Y'all, I went apartment hunting yesterday. There's a reason I'm living where I'm living. And let's just keep it like that. This market, these prices, I have 3 weeks. It's crazy what they're charging out there. And like I said, people moving down. It's not cheap the way people think. It's not as cheap. Some people still have that mindset. You're gonna come to the South. You're gonna get a 1-bedroom for $1,000, a nice 1-bedroom. No, you're not. You can get a 1-bedroom for $1,000 for sure. It's not going to be nice. It's not going to be in a nice area.
Or maybe
it's not going to be amenities. It's not going to be close to things. I tell you, you can get it for sure, but it's not like I feel like some people overestimate how cheap they think the South is. It's not, especially if you want something nice in the city. It's not cheap.
I'm really still shocked about this Charlotte and Atlanta thing. Charlotte's twice the size of Atlanta. Could someone confirm this in the comments?
Yes, we took screenshots of this how many weeks ago? Let's do square feet. Charlotte.
Why don't you just buy a small condo and save your money? Don't be a slave to high rent. Do you live in a condo?
I hate when people always say that. I get what you're saying, but like you need to have money. Like you don't know people's financial situation. People are paying rent month to month. You don't know whether there's a reason why people are not buying if they're not buying. Like I get it.
You want to know the place.
Yeah, like I've only been here. I'm not buying somewhere that I'm not sure I'm going to stay here. I understand people say you can rent and all that stuff. You can rent it out and stuff like that, but no. Like I have other plans.
And then who's to say a condo is going to be cheap when you want a condo?
And condo's not cheaper. I hit up my locator. The price she's telling me a month just to even rent them. Talk less of buying them. And like I said, I don't want to. If I get a condo, I'm not going to get some old ass condo.
Starter condo.
You want something nice? I'm telling you, in Houston, most people. If you go, the biggest fact that I'm trying to stay in Houston. If you're trying to go outside to the suburbs and live with families, that's another story. But to be in Houston, proper Houston, and get something nice, a condo, it's still going to go for a lot of money. It's going to be way more than me renting. If I'm crying about the rent, am I going to be able to afford the mortgage and the taxes? It's going to be more than the rent. Is the point I'm making. And people, like I said, people also have other personal reasons why they don't buy. So I feel like, especially as we need to stop. I feel like I get the concept about saving money, but I feel like people try and simplify. It's not that simple. Like there's reasons why people choose not to buy. I understand everyone wants to own a house and home ownership is good and that's great or whatever. But you know, the idea of like saving, oh, you're a slave if you're renting. I've seen apartments that are 2005. No slave is living there. Those apartments are wow. Like the apartment if money wasn't an issue, wow. Like wow, so nice.
And many of those people
own houses. The people living on them,
yeah.
they're all in real estate, but they don't want to live in a house.
Right.
They don't want to take out trash. They don't want to do any of that stuff. They want to live in an apartment for the convenience, for the ease, there's a reason why we have that video. I also shared the link, Hanover Post Oak. The guy told me, said most people here, they're real estate owners. They have money. If you're paying $2.5 for a 1-bedroom, are you a small person? You making decent money.
Basically, the idea is that some people just don't want to.
They don't want to live in a house.
Right.
It's not because they don't have the money. It's not because you know what I mean. The idea that I get it. Like I said, I understand the whole home ownership thing that we're pushing, but you know we have to be careful with that.
Neighborhood vibe can change literally overnight.
Yeah, when you talk about in terms of gentrification, because these areas that everything is springing up 1, 2, 3, they give it one name, some hipster name. This is this area. Right. This is that area. And this is all the same thing. This is all Post Oak. This is all Galleria. This is all River Rose. Then they're making this. Oh, this is Greenway. This is Upper Kirby. This is Museum District. This is this. This is that. And once they put that label and a few nice restaurants open up around it, prices increase. It's crazy.
Moved to Houston a couple months ago from NY. It's pretty big. A lot of restaurants. The drive getting into certain events coming from the suburbs, and I need to know the area before.
I'm telling you, for sure. Ask Nnena. I'm in Houston. Nnena's complaining that she feels isolated.
I can't imagine.
Let me take you to Katy.
I can't imagine living farther out than here. Let me take you into
the suburbs.
Like here, I feel like maybe because I'm in where I live in Charlotte. Like
she can walk to stuff.
I can walk to stuff, and I can walk to like uptown, basically. You know what I mean? Like I'm in a very good centralized location. So like being by myself, being new. It like I just feel like also I think about your state of mind, like your mental health too. Like it's different when you're from somewhere. Like when I was living in New Jersey in the suburbs, at least I have my family. I'm living with people. It's my environment that I'm used to. But like when you're going somewhere new and you don't know anyone, like you don't want to feel isolated on top of already being in a new city all by yourself where you don't know. You don't want to be from far.
So far, the reason I was able to do it because my friend lives next to me. You know, I was dating a guy. He was in this area, so it's like I didn't come in really feeling like alone, and it was very helpful. Trust me, but it's like
just visiting, staying. I feel isolated. Like I can't imagine living here by myself. I feel like I'd be feeling sad working from home here by myself.
Another factor in your house all day.
No, I couldn't. Like I want to be. If I'm working from home, I need to be where it's lit.
You can walk out.
Yeah, like during the day, like my gym is. I walk across the street to my gym. You know what I mean? Like I want to
square feet.
It's just square feet of what apartments?
No, about just to. I know we're deviating, but we're talking about the square feet.
Okay, so are there anyone in this chat who's thinking about moving to Charlotte, North Carolina? And
Charlotte is bigger.
No,
Atlanta's 136 square miles. Charlotte's 312 square miles.
Really?
Houston 665 square miles.
I cannot believe Charlotte.
We established this like 2 weeks ago. Charlotte is bigger than Atlanta. You wouldn't know because Atlanta, everything is Atlanta, but Charlotte's bigger than Atlanta.
So Charlotte has a lot going on.
It's just, like I say, Charlotte's like, it's not the black scene's not developed. Like
Atlanta's
known to be like the black.
Do you know how many black
places
are in Charlotte?
You can't compare it to
Spots are in
Atlanta.
Charlotte.
But I'm saying you can't compare it to Atlanta.
Oh, a lot of Charlotte. Where you guys moved from? Big TT area. Where are you
moving from
now?
And what part of Charlotte?
When you say Charlotte black scene's not developed, I don't get. What are you really trying to say? Only thing I can see you saying is that there's not a lot of Nigerians in Charlotte.
No,
right? You know why I could confirm? Because me and my cousin always have this argument. Because she'd be like, "Oh, if they open up another African club, no one's gonna go to another one." I'm like, "That's not true. Maybe people are not coming out." And she's like, "Oh, Arkansas, interesting." She's like, "No. This is how you confirm if there's a lot of Nigerians." And it really makes a point. Like, this morning, we went to a Nigerian church called Winners. Just from the parking lot, the size of the church, you know there's Nigerians in Houston. You go to Winners in Charlotte.
Like, wow, this is Nigeria.
If you go to Winners Chapel in Charlotte,
I went to it. I was like,
50 people max.
I was like, wow, and that's the point I'm making.
You go to Redeem,
there's still
100 people.
They're still building up. They're still developing.
If you're not about developing, point I'm just saying these are not Nigerians that live there. It has nothing to do with developing or building. But Charlotte has black people. Charlotte has a lot of black people. It's just they don't have a lot of Nigerians.
But you're not understanding what I'm trying to say. I'm saying the black scene is not developed in Charlotte the way it is in Atlanta or Houston.
But developed as in what? What are you saying?
Like, you can go to Atlanta and go to spots that are nice, sophisticated classes, all black people. They have a lot of it. Like, they cater to, basically the cities cater to black people. Atlanta caters to black people. Houston caters to black people. Charlotte doesn't do it as much. It's not just like, it's up and coming. It's still figuring out a lot of things, but like, you can't compare it. Like, I'm not saying that it's something that's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a historical thing also. I don't think Charlotte historically, like I said, it does have a large black population.
Let me get venues. Charlotte has a lot of black establishments. So when you say it doesn't cater to black people, I don't think you're using the right words.
Like Price Water Cooper, the chicken place, was it black owned? What place? The chicken place that closed down?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. I just think what I can say with Charlotte, though, I think maybe the only thing I can say is that Atlanta's diverse. I think that's the big thing that we're like missing on. Not even just take away. It's not just a Nigerian. Oh, we're talking about Nigerians. Just in general, Atlanta is I don't have stats to necessarily back this up. I'm just saying from the frequent time to go to Atlanta versus being in Charlotte, I just feel like period Atlanta is a more diverse place for black people.
Of course,
they have more different types of black people.
That's what
versus Charlotte to me is very
Detroit.
To me Charlotte is still very just American. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not as diverse as a city.
Big TT said, "I'm concerned about the black culture in Charlotte since Detroit is the blackest city."
I think it is
population wise, but you'll be
Charlotte
fine. It's not about it's quality versus quantity.
Charlotte has a lot of black people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. It's not like where we come from, New Jersey. You can't even compare. So I'm not saying that. What I'm talking about is the establishments catered to them.
Oh, here we go.
That's the point I'm making. I'm not talking about numbers wise. I'm talking about the actual things, like. I don't know. It's like you could be in Houston. You can go to like bar 50, 15, 30. I'm not saying Houston's. I'm not saying Charlotte.
Are you joking? How many black places?
How small is it? Is it a hole in the wall? Is it big? Like, I'm telling you, you can go to spots in Houston that's like huge and it's all black. Like it's not like one hole in the wall that they made for. You know what I mean? Like we're just trying to. Not to say
Charlotte, North Carolina is 35% black.
That's not. Houston is only 25%.
Charlotte, North Carolina is 35% black.
Houston is 25%. But let me just confirm.
35% black. That's a lot. 1/3 of the population is black, so you'll be fine. What percentage
of Houston is black? 22.6.
Yeah, percentage of Atlanta, same 50%.
But you have to remember this percent, right? So population-wise, Charlotte has how many people?
35%.
How many people?
So it's going to be about the same amount of black people.
But I'm saying Houston has 2.2. This is just Houston. The real suburb, including suburbs, about 7 million. So that 22% is large. It's more people.
But I understand why she's talking about this from Detroit, because Detroit is 77%.
It's 70 years the top. That's how we said when we make the best cities for single black women. We just can't go by where has the most black people. Mm-hmm. Because if we did that, it would be a whole nother list. That's why when we brought up Austin, everyone's like, Austin, oh my God, it's just super. I said our list was a little random. That's why I had to make my update. I keep talking about the list. Let me make sure.
Atlanta does have Atlanta's about 50% black. Charlotte's 35%.
Compare it to the normal city.
But when we compare the populations, since Charlotte is about like almost double the size, it would still be about the same amount of black people, right?
Numbers wise. Let me just share. But you guys, let me see. I just want to get this link out. Hope you all can still see us.
Yeah, Detroit 77%. Yeah, that's I didn't realize there was that many black people in in Detroit. So yeah, I mean, you're definitely not going to get as many in Charlotte, but you'll still be fine. Like, you're not going to feel like a minority.
Yeah.
Like, we're always going to be a minority, but like, it's a good amount.
More than enough.
You're way
automatic.
If anything black owned you want, you're going to find it in Charlotte.
Houston is very diverse. Yes, it is. And I think, honestly, that's one thing I think I really love about Houston is that like everyone is here. Of the 190, 4 or 5
it's like Atlanta.
It's like 160 something are represented in Houston City. That's a lot. A lot of cities cannot boast of that. Not state, but just city alone. Any food you want, restaurants, any list, like anything you want, you can get it in Houston. Not to say there's not, everywhere has its negatives. Like we talk about I'm apartment hunting everywhere. They talk about Houston, they have a roach problem. Is the weather. And even if you go to the most fanciest apartment, they will tell you they can't guarantee you won't see a roach. They will tell you that for free. Like, they have an issue. It's the weather. It's the trees. There's a lot of foliage. It's the trees. It's the humidity. It's the weather. So they have a roach problem. The weather is very like tomorrow. They're saying tomorrow Tuesday could be 80. The next day could be 40, 50.
That's everywhere. That's global warming.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they have the people talk about the flooding, the raining. So I'm not the traffic insane. Like I said. For people who
guys, real quick, sorry, I forgot to let you guys know it's Sunday. All right, so don't forget, if you want to show your appreciation to us, don't forget the super chat menu, super chat option. I totally forgot. It's not mandatory.
Just make sure you like the video.
Yeah,
that's the free one.
Everyone,
please like the video because people that are on YouTube is getting likes. You get pushed out. We want people to be joining our lives and are on YouTube, subscribe, that are interested in this topic. Because it's nothing like watching it live versus watching a replay. We all know how that goes. So just please like it. But if the spirit leads you, you can show your love. You can, appreciate us. It's not by force, but like, we really appreciate you all. Really engaging with us. It's difficult. We have a channel, 2 people, 2 different places. So we really try to make content that people can, relate to.
Exactly, Chris. No, keep on.
Keep in mind, Charlotte's just up and coming. Give it time to. I mean, that's the point I keep trying to make, Chris. Black culture, many other blogs. I'm moving Charlotte so off, and that's the point I'm trying to make to my sister. She's not getting it. I'm not saying Charlotte is bad. But you have to understand where they are. You can't compare them to Atlanta and Houston because they're still developing. That's literally the word I'm making. They're up and coming. Not to say population-wise, they have the population, but in terms of just the infrastructure, Charlotte, I feel like it's like a very they cater to like more like it's not like they're just
there's a lot of them that move for jobs.
Yeah, so I just feel as if like it's taking time. It's gonna take they're gonna get there, but they're not at the rate that Houston and Atlanta did it. That's just the point.
And I think that's the thing that it's still developing because I remember I talked to my guy friend. He's like, "Yeah, no, you think there's no Nigerians now? Please, back in the day in Charlotte, we didn't have spots Thursday to Sunday. We can go hear Nigerian music. Now we have at least one place every day, and we're annoyed because we only have the one place.
Someone has to start.
But there's places that have no places, right? Like because we know Thursday we know where to go. Friday we know where to go.
Every night
Saturday we know where to go.
Just
Sunday we know where to go.
Yourself.
Charlotte, the Wednesday place for Afro beats, but it's just like to us like only one option. We're going to see the same people. We're going to the same place. We're like, Nana, there was a time you couldn't go anywhere. So aren't you? I'm like, yo, that's a good perspective because for me, I'm coming from up north, maybe, and even in Jersey, do we even have clubs on weekends?
Even Jersey has a top 5 Nigerian population.
We didn't have a Nigerian club.
It's very hard.
We just used to go to real events, but we didn't have a Nigerian club in New Jersey.
Because New York is right there. People feel like, everyone just goes to New York. But Mia, I just moved to Charlotte. I didn't realize how expensive it is. If you want to live in a good neighborhood, minimum you're paying station for. I'm telling you, I told Nnena yesterday, my eyes were like this, looking for apartments. Like I was telling my cousins, like, yo, the market, they're forcing people to buy. Like Chris mentioned, understand why people are buying. If you have the means, if it's something that you want, it's something that is within your budget, if it's something that you're willing, because mentally too, it's not something you just up and do. It's something you have to plan for. At least in my opinion, I just can't wake up and say in 2 weeks I'm going to buy a house. Like it's a lot.
Right. You have to
it's
have
something
your
I have to have research.
Right.
It's not something I can just wake up and do. But I understand why people are buying. Because thanks for coming. Thanks for the super chat. I understand why it's something that people, take time to do because why people are doing it because the renting prices, they're pushing us out of.
But is the housing pricing the only difference you could say?
But
even
Chris said, at least you own it.
Right.
At least it's yours. It's an investment. You have equity. That's the difference. It's like
you're going to pay to live somewhere.
I understand where he's coming from. I agree with him. Yeah, I get it. But what I'm saying is that it's something you plan. It's not something you wake up and say, I'm buying a house in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like it's something that you have to
and then just go rush and buy anything.
Right. So I'm just saying that I understand why people are buying because these rent prices, Houston, 1 bedroom. We want something nice. Same thing. 1,600 minimum. My cousin's 15. I don't even think 1,500 is enough. I think 16 is
Mia,
on
where did you live? Where'd you move from, if you don't mind?
I've been looking at yes. It's not. Did you find somebody? Moving to Charlotte.
Hairdresser. Yeah. I did. I go to Matthews. I go to this girl. She's really affordable, natural hairstylist, and I'm really basic. So it depends on what you really want to do to your hair. I know a girl that makes good wigs. I've been to a few natural hair salons, so I can let you know which one is the most popular if you want to try a different one. A few out. Y'all from North or South Jersey?
North
Jersey all day.
Big TT. I've been looking at apartments. The people are getting steals in COVID. Those prices were not normal because now I'm telling you, these prices. It's like if you got that apartment back, just stay in it, just be renewing it as long as
that's
you can.
That's what I've been doing.
Because these
my
prices,
third renewal, even though I'm just like, oh, I want more space. I want I really want something different. I really want something new. I really want something bigger. But it's just like when you see all these other prices and the thought of moving and the thought of the energy and just like, I don't know.
It's a lot. It's not easy. I'm telling y'all, it's not easy. But we talk about living and experiences. Honestly, like I said, to a point, my cousins, my sister trying to recruit me to Charlotte. And like I said, Charlotte's not bad. I don't think that I cannot live in Charlotte. What I'm saying is that like I feel as if I haven't really fully explored Houston. And I feel like 1 year is not enough. Some people can move somewhere 1 year and know that it's horrible. Like they don't want to live there. I'm not telling everyone to go somewhere and live there.
And I think it's just 2 years. In that 1 year, you just didn't do that much.
Right, like it was a lot going on. I was traveling too much. Like I didn't really get to sit down and explain. Houston is big. Even if I sit there for 5 years, I will still have things I haven't done yet. Restaurants I haven't gone to, museums, things I haven't seen. But I'm saying I feel like I need to give it at least 2 years to see whether I'm really going to stay here. I'm going to go back to New Jersey. I'm going to go to Charlotte. I'm going to Atlanta. And that's the thing too. Honestly, I keep saying if I was not going to stay in Charlotte, I'm not about running around America. Like I don't have time for that. Like I don't want to learn something new. I don't want to find a new hairstylist. I have an appointment on Tuesday. I don't want to find a new nail salon. I don't want to find something new. If I'm moving, I feel like I would most likely move back to New Jersey.
So Charlotte got my heart. Charlotte got my heart for now.
Because at least Charlotte, I know it a little,
and we would help you. That you would have to do a lot of the groundwork.
I'm not here about to move.
I need to do like a PDF for y'all.
I'm not about to. I've been begging her to make a free guide for a weekend in Charlotte. I'm about to make mine for Houston soup. I don't want to make her look bad because I'm here only 1 year and I made it, and she been in Charlotte almost 3 years. She didn't make it yet, but I'm begging her make an e-guide, make some type of PDF for people that just want to visit for a weekend. Like we always suggest before you move somewhere, visit it.
Because a lot of stuff you think it's so searchable, but it's really not. Especially if you want to explore the black scene.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Like when people that are there, going there, that are going to tell you firsthand experience, is very different. Cincinnati. I know that's going on.
She said that's a great idea. The weekend. Another thing I've thought about is like, what do you guys think? Like, how many people that want to visit? Would you guys pay for a service where like you have a host for the weekend? And like literally my job would just be like my job would just be to turn up with y'all. Like I'm just your like tour guide basically. You know? So like maybe even if I give you the PDF, but do you want to be in the streets alone? You know, some people are by themselves and they don't have anyone to visit with. They don't have anyone that they know here. So I will be a buddy for the weekend. Granted, maybe I have to do a background check, make sure we don't want no problems. But like I would go out with you for the weekend, like me and maybe a friend. Like we would take you around the city for the weekend and explore with you. So like, I would probably only do it for places I've been. Just because I want to be able to tell you like the vibe, right? We probably wouldn't be exploring places, but I've been to enough places, so like I can give you that vibe, for that. And I think that's the advantage of living where I live, just the proximity. So where I live is central, so like we would be able to just like go to places uptown. You tell me your experience. Do you want the rooftop vibe? Do you want to check out the African scene? Do you want to just do the Black American scene? Do you want like nice bougie dinners? Do you want?
What's your budget?
Yeah, like what's your budget? Like I've thought of that. Okay, let's do it then. Let's
should make a PDF for us newbies in Houston. I will pay. Yes, no worry.
I'm gonna automatic.
What about Durham, Raleigh? Honestly, I started wanting to move before Houston. When then I moved to Charlotte, because of the area that what I do for work, there's a lot of opportunities there. So I really was thinking about moving to Raleigh, and then we drove there for a week. I don't know whether it was COVID. I'm just like, this place is dead. And my friend living there was like, no, do not do it. Don't do it. Like, it seemed like I said, it gave me the New Jersey suburban vibe a lot. Like it's beautiful, nice, like very nice, good schools, good jobs out there. But it just seemed very,
kind of whack.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris D. Okay, let's do it then. How can we
set
set that up?
up?
Email
March.
is in our description box.
Ejima@gmail.com.
@gmail.com.
Let me type it here for y'all just in case.
Because I just know how it was when I was moving, and I just know that, like,
Wish there's more information.
Yeah, like, I just wish I had someone. I wish I knew someone. I wish I could have talked to someone. I just wish. I figured out. God bless me, and I, I'm grateful that it was like a smooth transition, and I did have some family members here, like I always say. But like they weren't living in Charlotte, they lived in the country, like an hour away from Charlotte.
Email up is here for any inquiries regarding this PDF tour guide day thing. We're trying to think about new ways to just take it past YouTube to really take this in a different direction, because we see the need in the comments people are making, and these things, like we say, seem so simple. Just Google this restaurant, do this, but you want someone to tell you how to do it.
Literally, you don't even listen. You and me, forget Google. What is a
What's
Google?
What's
Google? You and me, you don't need Google. What is that? What is that? You guys tell me the vibe you're looking for. Like, of course, I don't know everything. Like people always say, but that's reality. When you get stuck in that mentality to think you can't do something, you know everything, you'll do nothing. Because even people that lived in Charlotte 30 years don't know everything. Right. They don't know everywhere. It's about what you do.
The little you know, share it.
In the 2+ years I've been here, especially last year, the way I moved since my cousin moved Charlotte.
They can't stay in the house, y'all. It's bad. It's bad. At the point I started praying for them, it became spiritual. They can't stay in the house. It's too much. That's Charlotte. And I'm telling you, Nnena's here for 2 days. She can't wait till a flight tomorrow.
Because he said Nnena's already on the phone with her Charlotte
friend. She's counting down. She's counting down the hours till she leaves this apartment. Counting down. She can't wait.
Because I come here, they have me in the house. These
you didn't want to go out last night. You don't even want to be going anywhere. Every second
club.
It's not club. We can go to a lounge. There's so many things to do. We're in Houston. We can go bowling. We can go skydiving. We can go to this park. We can go to the
Let's
museum.
do that tomorrow. What activity do you have for me for tomorrow? I want a day activity.
Anything you want to do.
I want a day activity for tomorrow.
Tell me now so we can prepare. We got to go early. Like at least by 11. Mm-hmm. But there's so much to do. There's an abundance of things to do.
If you're not in the healthcare field or banking field, it's hard to get a job in your field that will pay you what you're worth. Speaking from having a master's in communication,
in Charlotte, right?
Yeah,
banking and healthcare.
Even healthcare to me, they're not paying enough. Mm-hmm. I can't even imagine other industries. I agree with you 100%. I think it's really the banking people. They're the ones that get in the money.
They get that money.
But even healthcare to me, the pay is a joke to an extent. Like the nurses pay, like I don't know, because what they try to offer nurses now is like nurses. Jobs are paying basically that when I was a new grad in Jersey. Almost that same salary.
And the cost of living is not low anymore.
Exactly.
So y'all can't say, the cost of living is cheaper down here. Not anymore. So y'all got to be giving up north pays.
Right. Edwin William. Yeah, definitely set that up. So you talk about setting up the weekend excursion?
Yeah, he said we need the Houston PDF too down here. For sure. Okay.
Highly educated people live in whack places, LOL. Being in 2 live places like Houston will have everyone that wanted to settle down.
I'm telling you, Houston, too many distractions. Every night you can go out. From Monday to Sunday. Every place
low key, okay, Charlotte's closed on Mondays. Nothing really opens on Mondays. Mm-hmm. But low key, Charlotte, people be outside Tuesday to Sunday. Like if you really in Charlotte, if you want to be outside
to 3 a.m. to 4 a.m.
No, that's the difference. If you want to be outside in Charlotte from Tuesdays, I know people personally that do it. If you want to be if you want to be outside from Tuesday to Sunday in Charlotte, you can also do it. Trust me. You're gonna leave at 2 a.m. And go home. But if you want to be outside from Tuesday
that's why they chasing
Sunday,
around married girlfriend, side chick, because it's too much.
If Charlotte they sat in there, low key Charlotte people outside. Like people are outside, your lashes are so cute.
Thank you. And Charlotte, Charlotte big for banks, second to NYC, I believe. Very Charlotte, big. Everyone knows bank. You go there, you see all these banks, Wells Fargo, this one, that one. They're known for banking. Hello, beautiful queens. Hello, BP. Thanks for joining. Yeah, because you keep canceling flights. How you gonna see me? And
I cancel one.
The last quarter of last year was very busy for me, traveling a lot, personal and for work. So I told her I can't come to Charlotte, and I know it's beautiful, wonderful, amazing. It's the best thing in the world.
Are you gonna come in March?
I don't. It depends if our other plans fall through. No, I have to confirm.
Charlotte's 2 nights,
so I can't be traveling. If I'm going international, I'm not traveling again. And also, too, Charlotte still is cold in March.
No, it's not. March is when we start going outside.
Yes, but I'm saying it's not like warm. Like I prefer to go in the summertime.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
We'll be waiting for you whenever you're ready. We'll be waiting for you. Trust me, we'll be waiting.
I went to last year for a week, and yes, we went out every night. Houston,
come to Charlotte for a week. We'll go out every night.
Okay, till 12 or till 4. I'm leaving.
Why does it matter the time?
But I'm just explaining to you, like
it's not Atlanta. Listen, I always say this: Charlotte's not Atlanta. It's not Houston. I would never say shit. But what I'm saying is that it's not a suburban Jersey. Like there's also, it's a city. There's a lot to do in Charlotte. There's a lot to do. Trust me. Like there's a lot of places to go. There's a lot. If you want a club, like I said, from Tuesday to Sunday, you're gonna do it in Charlotte. But you're not gonna be outside to 5 a.m. at a spot. Like trust me, that's definitely gives me the Atlanta and Houston vibe. Definitely gives me the Atlanta and Houston feel. Like I'm not gonna argue that, but Charlotte's not a dead city. It's not a city with nothing to do. Definitely not.
My cousin just texted Charlotte's lit. Nana's thinking of Charlotte, all the things she's missed in 48 hours in Charlotte. Yes,
I'm telling you, he's intelligent, glam. Houston sounds like Atlanta with all the party. Yes, when I think of Atlanta, I think of Houston. Mm-hmm. It just Houston's like what 5 times the size. Mm-hmm. The size is different, but like if you're a rah party person, rah, then yes.
Hello.
Definitely, you're gonna love Houston. You know what I mean? Like it's the place. I just feel like it's a bit too big for me.
Houston's big.
Houston's a bit too big for me. Big. Like I just feel like how will I like really like it's a bit overwhelming. Yeah, it's a bit much, and I don't know. Like maybe it'd be different if I'm here with Ngozi.
Sydney RN asks, would you all consider heiresses NYC Atlanta?
We came from up north, New Jersey, but I would consider it. I just talked about it earlier in the live. If you were
despite all the things people say, dating, a lot of
I would consider
DL man, blah blah blah. After what I just feel like everywhere is bad. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying I see people in Atlanta getting married. You know what I mean? Right. Of course, I do understand that there's a different market there, and I understand that things would be a little different. But I just like the fact that Atlanta has so much culture, but it can get a little ratchet. I said it's everywhere. It depends on where you decide to go, right? They do have their more upscale. It just depends on the crowd, what you like to do, where you go. I prefer Dallas over Houston. A lot of people
I don't know much about Dallas. To be honest,
is boring. I don't know if you live there, Intelligent Glenn.
Houston is hot all the time. I like change of season. They come to Charlotte.
But Houston's, and people say that, but Houston is hot, yes, majority of the time. But trust me, Houston still it's not the way people think it's 100 degrees all year. It just never gets crazy cold. But December, this last Christmas weekend, I felt like I was in New Jersey. It gets cold, of course, but it's not going to get cold like up north. It's just not like, it's not, there's no proper winter.
Mm-hmm. A lot of places close early in Charlotte. Clubs, mall, grocery stores, etc. That is this is true. That's very true. Clubs, 2 a.m. I'm fine with that. I think I don't even need to be out till 2, so that doesn't bother me. If you want to try the African Club, Safari close at 3, so you have an extra hour, 3 something. The mall, yeah. I mean, on Sundays they close early. Grocery store, what's early to grocery stores? Because Whole Foods close at 10. Is that early to you? Harris Teeter close 10, right? I feel like the average Walmart, all of them, they close at 10. Am I incorrect?
My parents live in Fort Worth. Okay, Fort Worth, the Dallas. Like I said, people have said that when I was moving here, people's like, don't go to Houston, go to Dallas. I'm like, I didn't really know people there. And I'm just like, Houston, I actually know people. Like, let me go where I know. And I've been to a lot. Like Dallas, I've been a few times, but I never really sat there, really went around. But maybe just the areas you went to. But I just felt even when I went for work, it just seems very blah. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just the parts I was in.
Is there any way we can update this?